Hey guys, welcome to The Reality.
Or welcome back to The Reality.
It's episode 77. We have a very special guest with us today.
Let's welcome Haleena from Big Brother.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you so much for being on. We really appreciate it.
No, thank you for having me.
Of course. So for everyone that doesn't know, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I am Haleena'S, 27 from Surrey, BC, and I was on Big Brother Canada. And I got final four out of 16 house guests.
Wow.
Nice. Okay, tell us why you signed up for Big Brother.
I signed up for Big Brother. It was kind of like a YOLO moment. It was pandemic, well, kind of like post-pandemic in a way. And I was like, I saw online on Instagram there was a casting happening. I was like, YOLO, let me just apply. Why not? I put a face on. I got in the backyard on the patio, and I was like, hey, my name's this, yada yada. This is what I'm up to. And I just thought, like, why not? Everyone else does everything. Like, why can't I do it? I'm just basic, regular. I haven't seen anybody like me on TV, like, so why not just see what happens? And it really was that. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think anything was going to come from it. It was just a spur of the moment, bored, just itching, just impulse. And here I am. So it worked out.
Nice. And what was your strategy going into the house? Did you want to be a comp beast? Did you want to be a floater? Like, what was your strategy?
My strategy was to definitely be strategic and have a social game. So with that, I knew comps weren't going to be my biggest asset, because when you do win lots of comps, it's, you kind of put a target on yourself. But obviously, if you win nothing, you also put a target on yourself, because then you're seen as a floater. So in that, I want to kind of stay like mid and just be kind of invisible, but still have a presence and be good with everybody. So I feel like socially, that was kind of my area I wanted to focus on, just a social game, and then be strategic when I could. So yeah, that was my strategy going in.
Okay. Well, it worked in your favor.
Yeah, it did. It's true. So like, as you walked into the house, what was like the first thing you did? Like, tell us.
The first thing I did, I think the first thing I walked in, my jaw open. I was like it was like, shut your mouth, like, get it together, lady. I was just staring. I was in awe. Like, I was a kid in a candy store, just staring at everything. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm actually here. First of all, it's bright as hell. Like, it is like the lights, like, I was like, my makeup does not look that good ever when I go out, but here I see, like, I'm flipping glowing. Are you kidding me? But yeah, no, it was definitely, I was walking around to hide everybody. I was nervous. I think I also had some moments where I was just like, okay, get it together. Okay, you can do this. You can do this. It was just so overwhelming. So much happening. I think everybody, obviously, like we talked about it afterwards, everyone was feeling so overwhelmed, because there's conversations happening left, right, and center. So really, I was just having conversations and blanking. I have no idea what I said. I don't know who I was talking to. Yeah, I didn't really do anything. That was like the first initial. Yeah, I didn't do anything. It just was overwhelmed.
Okay. And walking into the house, did anyone catch your eye that you wanted to work with?
At first, it was funny actually. Moose, I saw Moose. We walked in together, and I thought I knew him. He looked like my coworker's son. I was like an old coworker, and I was like, "Hey, it's like, where are you from? Yada yada." And I was like, "Oh, is your mom's name Tracy?" And he's like, "No." It's like, "Oh, okay, never mind then." Like, I was like, maybe he's lying. Maybe it's a cover up. Like, I realized no, it's not at all. But Summer actually was the first person to like sit down and talk to me, and she really recognized I was so nervous. I was very, very shy at first, and she sat me down in Expedia actually, and her and I had a convo, and we were just chit chatting, and she was the first person to even talk game with me. So with that, I was like, Summer, you know what? Like, I appreciate her like noticing that I was very overwhelmed. So yeah, that was one person. I was like, Summer, super cool. I like her vibe. So that was definitely one person off the bat. Initially, I was like, I like her.
Nice.
Okay, nice. Did you see anyone making alliances the first night?
Funny thing is, I saw Herman and Kevin go into the pantry or something like that. They went to the pantry. I was like, ooh, maybe there's gonna be like a guys alliance. Like I saw something, but I didn't think anything of it though. It's like maybe there is, because Kevin and I started talking day 2, and we said everything to each other. I'm like, well, you didn't bring it up. And then later on, I asked him about it actually. I was like, yeah, that first date, was there an alliance? He's like, no, we're just talking. And I was like, okay. At first, I didn't see any alliances building. People were talking, but I didn't want to just pre-assume that, like, okay, there's alliance happening. Just because, people are talking. Because same thing, if I was talking to somebody, I was like, they're probably thinking I'm working with this person when really I'm not. I was just,
Mhm.
so I didn't think too much into it. I didn't want to already start overthinking because I'm an overthinker.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. And did you make an alliance your first night or no?
My first night, I didn't make an alliance, but I made like we're cool type of thing. Like, like we're cool, we're cool. Like with Josh actually, him and I, the first night actually, in the question mark room, I was like, oh, he's like, you're getting good, I'm getting good vibes from you. I'm like, I'm getting good vibes from you. Like, we're cool. Like, we could do something together. He's like, yeah, no, totally. So I had lots of those. Like, we're cool. Even with some of them, we're cool, but nothing like set in stone, like an alliance from day one. No.
Okay. So how many alliances do you think like were you a part of that maybe we didn't see?
Okay. Let's see. Yes. I think it's part of 8.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
No, that seems to be a reoccurring number.
Yes.
8 or 7.
Okay.
Okay, wait,
Yeah.
what were they called?
Oh gosh, the names are coming left, right, and center. Okay, there was obviously Ghost,
Yeah.
Chef's Kiss, MSF, Mandems, True Few, Rebel Rejects, the the 5. Forgot about the 5. Crashes, Dummies. Oh, I forgot about them. And then there's more. And then there's then the one with Kyle. I don't remember the name though. And then there's one with like Kyle. Oh yeah. And then also Summer. Oh yeah, no, with Steph and Jace. Oh yeah, that's the weekend. And then dude, we're hitting like 12. To be honest, I don't remember the other 2. It was with like it was like the boys, and then I was gonna be the 5th one with Kyle, Marty,
Okay.
and that. I don't remember. I think there's like 12 I was in.
Okay. So you were like running the house at this point.
I was situated very well. So if I were in HOH, I don't know who I would put up. I would screw myself over.
For sure.
I was like, I don't want it because I'm good with everybody. And I obviously heard about alliances that were, in the house, all the big alliances, and they all started crumbling. So very, very fast, I was like, you know what? Like, I honestly don't give a shit about big alliances. They don't work. It's not going to work. I'd rather focus on my individual relationships.
Mhm.
And that's what it was always a risk though. Don't get me wrong. It was always a risk to do that. But I just thought I'd take the risk. I had better chances maybe.
Yeah.
The odds were better for me if I just focused on the individual relationships. And it worked out in my favor, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you were protected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
A good
protected. Yeah, but people
amount of
didn't think
time,
I
you
was
know?
protected though, which I absolutely love. So that was a good thing.
Okay. And was there any alliances in the house that we don't get to see as viewers?
Like, have you watched it back yet?
I have watched it back. To be honest, I've kind of skipped certain episodes, like skipped certain parts. I'm just like, it's weird. I was going into it like after I'm watching every single episode right when I come out, like every single minute. I'm gonna be on it. And other people were like, no, I'm not gonna watch it for a while. But I think roles are reversed, where the people who said they're going to watch it right away, they haven't, or they haven't got to it yet, or are slowly. And the people who didn't really care for it, they watched it right away. But I think some alliances that we weren't aware of. Me and Jess, we were in alliance called Chef's Kiss.
Okay.
Summer and Marty were in alliance together. Was that? I don't know if that was shown.
No, but the way when you were counting, I was like, okay, I know we didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were working together as well. Sumar, I think it was.
Okay.
And then Tanisha, Summer, and Marty were in Smarties. Who else? What else? Me, Stephanie, and Jace were in an alliance called the Sundays. So it'd be either Scary Sundays or Sunday Fun Day. And then me and Jace kind of branched off on our own, but we didn't want to put a name on it because we're like, putting a name on an alliance, it's bad luck. Let's just leave it. But I think one day I was like, what about like the weekend? I don't know, but we didn't have put a name on it. That was we working together. What else? So there's some names. Kevin and Marty, I think were where they were working in alliance as well, called the Married Men.
Oh wow. So there was a lot. That's crazy.
Yeah, and there's like Rebel Rejects. It was like me, Josh, Summer, Tanisha, and Kevin.
Oh.
And I think one of Herman, but then Herman didn't want to work with Kevin, so that just like was a bust. What else was there?
There was quite a few.
Yeah, there's quite a few, to be honest. There's just everyone was situated everywhere. Like, it really
it's
was.
crazy how like we don't get to see it on our end.
Yeah.
Like, and like sometimes we think like there's probably more going on inside the house, but we don't see it, right?
Oh, definitely. I've been like it was funny when I came, everyone's like, oh, like Gino's such a good guy. Why did you talk to him? And I go, me and Gino did talk. Like we're cool. We talked in the house, like game wise and personal. It just wasn't shown. I think obviously it's only 44 minutes and we're from 24/7. And even the feeds are obviously cut certain times. And I'm like, everyone got to talk to everybody, everyone made relationships, but just what obviously the viewers see and what, it's just different. Perception is obviously different. But yeah, no, there's so many alliances, so many relationships, so many friendships, and it just obviously can't all be shown.
Yeah, for sure. And what led you to start working with Kevin?
With Kevin, to be honest, the initial I was like, this, I don't know if like trust this dude, he's a genius. I don't know. He seems like I don't know. There's something about him. I'm like, I don't know. But to be honest, I have no flipping idea. We were just started talking and we're like, oh, like we have this in common. Like, oh, okay, cool. And then I was just like, YOLO, let's just see what happens. Like, I don't know. He seems like a genius and let's see. So I was like, hey, like, as we talked more, obviously, I'm just want to take the risk. I was like, let's just see what happens. It's always good to have, a genius on your side.
Yeah.
So I was like, want to be each other's ride or dies? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. He was obviously feeling the same vibe. There's just something that I don't know how to explain it. In the house, obviously being detached from everything, I know it sounds so hippity dippity, but like just that connection. If you like click it off with somebody, like you absolutely do. And with Kevin, there was something like a gut feeling. I was like, I trust this person. I don't know why I do, but I do. Let's just see what happens. And him and I laid it all out on the table. It's funny. We thought it was day 2, but I guess it was day 2, but maybe it was day 3. It was day 3, but I guess it ended up being day 3. We were like, okay, let's say everything, I'm like, okay, I'm a master's student. He's like, oh, I finished my master's. And then we're just sharing a bunch of stuff of like, our culture, our backgrounds, our family, friends, our game wise. I'm like, are you a super fan? He's like, I am, but I don't like that word. And I was like, okay, well, I've watched every season as well. Like, I wouldn't call myself a super fan either. Like, I don't, never watch feeds or anything like that. But so we just laid it all out on the table. And I was like, I have to have somebody that like I fully trust. And Kevin, obviously he picked me as well, which ended up being the best thing. And he won. So I'm happy. Feels like I won because he won.
Yeah.
And how did you memorize your days?
Oh God, the bane of my existence. That, no joke, is the hardest thing ever. I struggle with it, but I always said there's street smart, book smart, and big brother smart. And kid you not, it's the hardest flipping trying to be smart in that house because having no pen paper, I would use Cheerios. I started that. Everyone's like, did you go to prison, Helena? Like, how are you coming up with these like things? At one point I pull out flour and I was like writing in flour. I was like, no, I'm like, I should be creative. My brain works different. Like everyone was just looking at the wall and like they all got it. They were looking at the doors, memorizing. I'm like, how do y'all know that? Like it's not sticking in my head. I have to say it 100 times. So I kid you not, I would just repeat it 100 times. Like, it just $1.13 question 6 4. I know the flipping doors, memorize the colors. I just say it 100 times. And then, but I think the best strategy that I did was I'd take a baking tray and I put a little flour on it and I'd write in it. So that's how I memorize the days. You just have to keep saying it every single day. So there's certain times, obviously, let's use skip a day. One day in that house, you've missed a week. Like you've missed, like that's it. You're forgetting. You have to be on top of it. And then I also used a comb, and then I would put, take back each fringe of the comb. I put a bobby pin, so that would be the day. So if it's like day 20, I just wrap it there, just in case. Let's say I didn't study or something.
That's so smart.
So that was kind of my one strategy. I was like, at least I can know the day, but
Oh wow, that's crazy.
In the moment, you still forget. Like you can study as much as you want. And I did know half the questions and was trivia. I knew the answer, but in the moment though, Rissa's asking, I'm like, what? Is it A or B? What did you say? Can you repeat the question? I can't answer in 7 seconds. Like, are you kidding me? No, my brain doesn't work like that.
Yeah, no, I would be like that too. Oh my God. That like, cause I always wanted to go on Big Brother, but like, I feel like memorizing the days, I would be so bad at it. I would be like, oh my God, like,
Trust me, if I could do it, you could. Anybody can do it. Like
no, I have the worst memory. Like,
no, same. Ask me what I had for breakfast. I have no idea.
yeah,
I just woke
same.
up 10 minutes ago and I still have no idea. So trust me, anybody can do it if I could do it. Like there's nothing up here.
What would you say your favorite and least favorite competition was?
My least favorite competition, I would have to say trivia, any trivia, because only because not enough time. I can't work 7 seconds. No, forget it. Just toss it over it. Like, and especially when it's like the word problems, like, okay, did this happen before? I say the before or after ones. Yeah.
Okay.
Be more specific. The before and after trivia. Yeah. Hate it. I need longer. Give me like 30 minutes per question.
Okay.
Okay. And after leaving the house, you went to jury. How was that?
Jury was good. I'm glad I got to experience jury. Like, you know, if I didn't make it to final 2, I'm glad I got out at 4. I feel like 3 is that difficult spot. You don't get to experience jury, and also you don't know what like everyone's thinking. You kind of come in, emotions are so raw, and it's just you don't get to decompress. So it was good. It was a good time. Walked in, and you know, I do my apologies. I hashed it all out with everybody. Told them, hey, I pitched your name so hard. I said this shit about you. I did this. Like, I want to lay it out. I'm like, gamer Haleena is different than like real Haleena. And who I was in the house. Yes, I was myself, but like I was game mode, and yeah, definitely was Ratlina for sure. Like I did what I had to do to survive, but I wanted to be transparent with everybody. So, and everyone was transparent, vice versa. Like, you know, we said things too. We did this. We all left on a good note. So that was good. And then we just, you know, I got to sleep in. I flip in finally. Like you don't hear Haleena, time to wake up. Like I slept in, which was amazing. And then you know we just vegged out and just hung out. And before we had to make a big decision.
Nice.
Yeah. And now that you've been out of the house, what have you been up to?
Sleeping. Yeah, that's definitely something I've been doing. Definitely been sleeping. And actually, when I came back, it was my cousin's wedding. So it's a big fat Indian wedding, lasted 8 days. So, you know, up early, late nights, you know, just partying. So that finally this week is like, okay, I can actually like rest. I finally actually cried. It was just like hit me all at once because my family from England was in town and everything. I just didn't really get to like
decompress
with my feelings and like decompress. Yeah, I just like cried and I was like, what is wrong? Why am I crying? And it was like, okay, wow, like I really did this. And just everything, all the emotions hit me. And now this week I've, you know, done some interviews, things like that. And it's weird, like I just been, I don't know, hanging out with my family and friends here and there. But having some alone time really, like I honestly have been just kind of keeping to myself a bit. And just hanging out. We'll see what happens. Also job hunting. Yeah, I'm jobless. So that's now something I'm looking into.
Okay. Nice. Can we play Big Brother Would You Rather?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Would you rather win an HOH or POV?
POV any day.
Okay. Would you rather get sent home on a back door or a double eviction?
Ooh, double eviction.
Okay. Would you rather have people find out your final 2 or your alliance? Alliances.
Find out my alliances. Let's be real. Marty told my final 2 all the time, and I still got where I got. You can spin that. You can twist that. Don't worry.
Okay. Would you rather be in a showmance or like a bromance?
Bromance.
Okay. Last one. Would you rather eat slop for 1 week or be on the block 2 weeks in a row?
Slop.
Really?
Wow.
Yes, as much as like I hated it and it was absolutely disgusting. Yeah, I got fit. My jeans are fitting better. Yes, the camera does add 10-pound people. Everyone's like, oh my God, seeing me out and stuff. They're like, wow, you look so good. Like, I go, yes, the camera does add 10 pounds. Thank you very much. But yeah, no, slop was like I loved it. But obviously being on it, you hate it.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I was like, wow, like your body just like, yeah.
Wow. Maybe I gotta be making slop at home.
Yeah. Also, I won the Philip Sonic Hair POV being on slop. I think I was yapping my mouth too. I was like, you know what, you guys, I'm gonna be on slop. That's it. Like slop makes me sharp. I'm smarter on slop. Like that is it. And then Regina was like, okay, you're talking quite big right now. I was like, yeah, no, I'm saying in my chest, slop or nothing. That's it. Yeah, no, that didn't last.
No, yeah. But we just wanted to say thank you so much for being on. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for coming.
No, thank you for having me. It's been so much fun.
Of
Actually,
course.
Kevin FaceTimed me. I was like, Kev, decline. I have to, speak to the girls. I'm like, I'm gonna be on the podcast. He's like, I'm like, yeah, priorities here.